My name is Oshifesolu Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawon Koloma.
So we're back at here. We're talking about the Fp3 and the qualifying in this session. We have the Fp3, the Q1, the Q2, and the Q3. Okay, so here we go. The Fp3 was not so bad. Like we said, there was nothing much, though the Mercedes came later to lead the time sheet, but that really is not the reflection of what is to happen in the qualifying and in the main race tomorrow. So how did they pan out? In the Fp3, the McLaren, the Alfa Romeo, they really came out dashing out speeds, giving us their own hits in bangers the way they should do, trying to top it up, showing their pace. But we know, like they always say, the owners of the front row will always sit back and watch them. When they are done, they will come and take their position. That was what happened. But naturally, we saw Perez coming out of his shell after the mistake he made yesterday in FP1, and he's tiptoeing in FP2. And he really came out to show that he can do better. We saw the team principal spoke to the pundits that he had a chat with him yesterday. But for me, I always say it, I don't trust Red Bulls coming out to tell us this is what they are. Man United fans, I'm sorry. I see Red Bull team as a Man United team that would know they are going to sack a coach and rub his head, kiss him on his forehead, give him a peck overnight, and in the morning they fling him out. We know Sergio Perez will go. Aside from age is not on the side. They really need someone like Daniel Ricciardo. That was why when he lost his seat at McLaren, they were just very, very able to jump on him, and that is it. I hope there will be a better seat for him because Sergio Perez is a very beautiful driver, and what he did for Red Bull in 2 years, I'm not sure in the last 10 years they've had any driver done it before, even when Ricciardo was there. Ricciardo ran his own race 100%. That guy is Dolphin Cab, doesn't care who you bring to him. He doesn't care about your Verstappen or your Vettel or whoever. He run his own race, except you're going to spoil his race for him. He doesn't care, and that's how it should be. And I can tell you, the most vocal and open team principal I love most there is Gunther Steiner. That guy is just open. He will just come. He doesn't care how we say it. He calls his drivers fools sometimes because he doesn't care. He tells them straight to their face because that team is a one-man team. It's owned by Haas, the American billionaire. The whole box comes back to his table, so he tells them the way it is. He doesn't care. Tells his drivers, this is it. If they don't like it, they go shit in their toilet. He doesn't care, and that is the team principle that we should love. Toto Wolff is always not coming out. Sometimes he comes out, sometimes he talks. He's a diplomatic person, and the McLaren CEO Zach Brown is a jovial person. Whenever he comes up, he talks. He's more open. That guy is more open. And we saw their former team principal Andre Seidel, as he will be assuming his role in Alfa Romeo fully in September. We saw him today in Alfa Romeo's paddock. This should be the first time we are seeing him since December last year. That is a great thing in F1, the rotation, taking up different roles in different teams. A lot of circulations, not just in driver lineup, but also the back staff, the way it is done, it makes it all lovely, the development game. And we know McLaren, they've been using Toyota Aerodynamic Test Center in Germany to test their car. So they are in construction for theirs, which should finish in 2024. They should start using it in 2025. So we should expect more development from them if they can be at this stage. And by 2025, 2026, we should see a tighter grid and should be more competitive, like we should expect, which should be the emergence of great things in F1. And that being said, everybody were just testing, looking at the qualifying pace and the race pace. So we expect something much more better in the Q1, Q2, and Q3 when we'll be seeing them up to speed. So they can cheat the track limit now, but in the qualifying and in the main race, there's nothing like that. They can sandbag now, but in the main race and qualifying, they will set their car up for the main race. So we should expect the fireworks in qualifying. So let's watch out for qualifying, which we should talk on in a bit. You won't believe it. It is a mixed grid tomorrow. It's a grid you cannot predict. Lewis Hamilton on pole for tomorrow's race. After, let me count, a year and 7 months. Let me say it again. After his last pole in Abu Dhabi 2021. Wait again. After a long-term battle for himself and Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton finally on pole in Hungary, making it 104th pole in F1 and his 9th pole in Hungary. Wow. That makes him to beat himself again. In Australia, that is huge. The excitement was massive. The crowd went agog. He shouted and he lost his voice. The team was nuts. but he got the pole by 1,000 from Max Verstappen, who got his from 800 from Lando Norris. That was just like something like the way they finished the race in Britain 2 weeks ago. Max, Lando, Lewis. Now Lewis, Max, Lando. It's going to be exciting tomorrow. I can tell you. It's going to be huge. It's going to be big. It's going to be so exciting. The rivalry from 2021 is renewed in Hungary, and I'm sure they will be hungry to renew that rivalry in Hungary. Yeah! So, how did it pan out? Let's start with Q1. Like I told you, there are new iterations in the Tyre Strategy for qualifying. Q1 tires, Q2 medium tires, Q3 soft tires. Each of these tires add a special behavior on the way the car behaves and also on the speed of the car. Now, in Q1, so unlucky for Mercedes to lose George Russell in Q1 as he qualified 18th due to traffic and some other circumstances. They came out late and he was unable to get his tire warmed up. But in Q1, Logan Sargent, Kevin Magnussen, George Russell, Tsunoda and Albon were all out. That is from 20th to 16th. And I think there might be some penalties or some cautions because there are lots of blockings, unnecessary delays from drivers to try and take some other drivers out during the Q1, but I think that will be sorted out after the race. But in Q2, another banger, that is unfortunate exit for another big team driver. Carlos Sainz out in Q2, and it was unfortunate for him because the whole grid was so packed up, and I think this tire iteration really worked better than the sprint race because there are so many things that the teams did not really look out for, that they were not really expecting that will happen, and it was just down to pure engineering, not luck. This is pure engineering. You understanding how your car works, looking at the data for the tires and setting up your car with the data you have. Safety. That was how they were able to get it. And those drivers that were out, 11th Sainz, 12th Ocon, Daniel Ricciardo back in F1 qualifying 13th. That is massive. Out qualifying his teammate Yuki Tsunoda that qualified 17th. That's huge. His first time in the car for over 7 months. That is massive for him. And Lance Stroll too out and Pierre Gasly also out. But Q3 was a surprise. All the drivers gave it all, but they were trying to be so careful. So if Verstappen said he made a lot of mistakes, he could not give it all. Hamilton made a lot of mistakes. Norris made a lot of mistakes. And if we had sum up all their mistakes, I think it might still be where we ended up in, because Hamilton gave it all, but he was unable to put the lap together. Even his times were not as consistent as the other times he had set previously before that last run. He was able to nail the last sector of the track, and he got it right. And Verstappen to add a little bit jittering, especially in Q2 when he had his lap time deleted and he had to give it again. Lando Norris gave it all, but it was just everywhere. And for Lando Norris, McLaren really thought their car would not be in competition this week because the struggles the car had and how the car behaves and the kind of setup they had in Silverstone 2 weeks ago. But they are still learning. Those upgrades came up in Austria and they've been learning about the car. So if they have really improved, I think they should be surprised about what they have done, and they should also beat themselves that yeah, we did it. And it's a nice thing for them having two drivers third and fourth in Q3 to put pressure on the guys in front. For those that don't know, in the past 12 years, only drivers from second row have won the race in Hungary. It's only Hamilton that's done it in 2016, and I think before that aside from 2016, Hamilton did it from pole position, because now he's having 9 pole position and he has won 8 of the races in Hungary, which gives him the record presently, because of the 20 drivers on the grid, he has won ×2 of any of them. Only 4 drivers have Hungary of those 20 drivers, and they've won 1, but he has won 8. Wow, that is huge. But congratulations to Mercedes. They had their first pole last year in Hungary, and the pole setter was George Russell, but sadly he was out in Q1, and this is their first pole this year again in Hungary. Congratulations to them. The race is going to be lit tomorrow. Please watch out for the analysis. If you have the chance to watch the race, go ahead and watch the race. That is going to be lightning fire. The major thing is if the Mercedes, the Red Bull and the McLaren in front can get safely out in turn 1, then that is where the race starts. But if they cannot get out, in which because of the rivalry, but if Max is smart, I think there's speed in his car, he should be sensible. I know Lewis will be sensible also. Both of them should be sensible, and I think the 3 of them in generally should be sensible to get out of the first 2 corners tomorrow and let the race begin, and let's see how the race pans out in the 70 laps in Hungaroring, Hungary tomorrow. Watch out for the race. I love you all. Please share, like, subscribe. Cheers.
We have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Firebrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber, I think they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them. They get sorted out. We love you. If you're a builder, if you're an art collector, if you have a showroom, Hungaroring is the best place to get the artworks you need for your new buildings, for your art collections, for your showroom, for your exhibition. Hungaroring Art have one of the best murals, mosaic works, and different art patterns in Nigeria presently. And it's somebody that you can communicate with, talks to you, you tell him what you want, and he will bring the reality out for you. To contact Hungaroring Art, his number is right up here, and you can also go on social media links that are pasted right up here. So check out some of his works. Thank you. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.